LTU Sports Report is brought to you by the City of Southfield, the center of it all, and Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor.
Hello and thank you for tuning in to another jam-packed episode of the LTU Sports Report. I'm Alex Johnson. It was a busy weekend for the Blue Devils. Hockey, women's lacrosse, basketball, and bowling, all in action. And we'll start with the latter and head to the Plaza Lanes.
Our men and women's bowling teams were in action this weekend competing in the 4th WHAC Jamboree at Plaza Lanes located in Plymouth, Michigan. Both teams finished second in their standings and left the tournament on a positive note. Let's get into the action. Starting with the men's team, they had a very consistent and robust performance. Throughout individual play and Baker games saw them hold firmly in second place behind Indiana Tech. The boys had to beat I-Tech by at least one spot to take the WHAC conference title. They were down 280 pins after 3 individual games, but made it all the way back to 12 pins down with 4 Baker games to go. The varsity boys did not beat Indiana Tech, but they battled until the very end. One freshman in particular on the men's team shined this day. David DeCrunen, a St. Clair Shores native from Lakeshore High School, finished first place in the tournament with the score of 930.
We started out a little bit slow, got down 280 pins after the third game, but did a great job to come back and came down the last 3 frames for the WHAC championship. So I'm very proud of how our guys performed all day.
The junior varsity team finished second place as well behind Indiana Tech with incredible performances from John Willett, Allard Rowan, and Tyler Knight that inspired the second place finish as they found their way into the top 25 overall for both varsity and junior varsity players participating over the weekend. The women's varsity team also finished second place behind Indiana Tech, with strong performances from Bailey Gibson finishing second place, Victoria Granina and Miranda Beauregard finishing 20th overall. In the junior varsity bracket, Amy Theme led the way for the Blue Devils, placing 42nd overall. The junior varsity women's team ended up finishing third place behind Huntington and Indiana Tech. Both women's and men's teams are on the road this weekend, heading to Indianapolis to compete in the MSC Indianapolis Collegiate Classic.
The bowling teams are back in action this weekend for the MSC Collegiate Classic in Indianapolis. Good luck to my fellow Blue Devils. Now switching from the oiled lanes to the hardwood, the basketball teams hit the road this past weekend for a matchup against UM-Dearborn.
The Lawrence Tech men's basketball team traveled to UM-Dearborn and the Blue Devils look to win 2 in a row for the first time since November. Tough game ahead as the Wolverines look to snap a 6-game losing streak of their own. Who will come out on top? And let's jump right into the action and find out. The first half of the game was neck and neck. LTU had a 3-point lead as the half came to a close after a free throw by Isaiah Cumberland and a layup by Carter France. However, the Wolverines will go on a run and claim a 4-point lead into the break. The second half was much like the first. Seconds into the half, freshman sensation Brandon Beavers hits a 3-point shot. Then, plays later, stole the ball and got the jam to go down. Getting in on the action was junior Alex Ivanich, who hit a 3-point to give the Blue Devils the lead. But with about 10 minutes left in the game, the Wolverines would go on another run, and the Blue Devils would struggle to score. Lawrence Tech falls short, 70-65 the final. The road trip continues for the Blue Devils as they face Madonna for a Saturday matchup. Tip-off time is at 3 p.m. The Lady Blue Devils also face the Wolverines of Michigan-Dearborn. Starting off in the second quarter, the Blue Devils blew the game wide open, dropping 29 points on the Wolverines in the second quarter. And the Blue Devils took a 9-point lead going into halftime. Both teams came back from the break hitting their shots, but it was the Blue Devils' performance in the fourth quarter that showed everyone that they are a force to be reckoned with, holding the Wolverines to just 9 fourth-quarter points and grabbing 15 boards. Lawrence Tech would go on to win this game 89-72. Senior Caitlin Smith led the way with 27 points. The Blue Devils' next game is on the road at Madonna University. Tip-off on Saturday is at 1 p.m.
Good luck to the Blue Devil basketball teams this weekend as they take on conference foes Madonna. It's time for a quick break, but before we go, a reminder about the 6th Annual Presidential Ball. This event is open to all LTU students, alumni, staff, and faculty. Tickets at $35. For more information, go to ltu.edu right now. The LTU Sports Report will be right back.
getting reports that you have over 40,000 flavor combinations.
That's right.
May I examine one, ma'am? Is this real cheese?
100% real mozzarella, officer.
Explain this dough.
Made fresh daily.
I'm gonna have to confiscate this as evidence.
Aren't you a mall cop?
All units, someone's in the fountain.
10-4. Tiger on the prowl.
Treat yourself to the world's first stuffed flavored crust pizza. And now, for just $6.99, try our new stuffed Howie bread.
Hungry? Howie's!
Welcome back to the LTU Sports Report. I'm Alex Johnson. The spring season is about to kick off, and the women's cross team got their gears rolling for a scrimmage against Davenport. Let's check out to see how they fared.
It was an opportunity give me an opportunity to play everyone on the team. So we definitely saw some good things, some things we definitely need to work on as well. I think just kind of coming out, I mean, it's the first time we've been able to play as a team, so I wasn't sure what to expect. I knew it would be a good competitive game with Davenport. We always tend to play well against each other. It was a good test for us, and I think the girls never quit, and I think that was the big thing, and we definitely, we saw some things we were missing in defense. We got to take care of the ball a little bit better. We made some mistakes and threw the ball away.
The women's lacrosse team kicks off their season next week on Saturday, February 15th versus Albion. Game time is at 2 p.m. inside Detroit Country Days indoor facility. Now let's head over to the Farmington Hills Ice Arena as the Blue Devil hockey team looks to bounce back after splitting last weekend's series against Indiana Tech.
The Lawrence Tech men's hockey team was in action at Farmington Hills Ice Arena on Friday night for a matchup against Aquinas. The Blue Devils were kept off the board in the first period as Aquinas led 1-0. The Blue Devils finally lit up the scoreboard in the second, courtesy of freshman forward Cole Theron. However, LTU still trailed by 1 after 2. The third period was an explosive one, but not for the Blue Devils. Theron would add another one, but it was too late. LTU came up short in this game, 5-2 your final score.
That's all the time we have for you today on the LTU Sports Report. The next action for the Blue Devils will be on Thursday night as the hockey team travels to UM-Dearborn. Puck drops at 7 p.m. Thanks for watching the LTU Sports Report. I'm Alex Johnson. Have a great week, everybody.